since life. Yeah, I think everything should be working. Yeah, yeah, it works. Okay, I think I'm gonna just wait for a few minutes. Maybe a bunch of people are gonna appear. There's a bunch. Hello. Uh, it's a fine evening, isn't it? So yeah, I think I'm gonna just wait for like I don't know 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna uh, you know babble based on the questions that I got in the thread, and I don't know. I guess if anybody has any questions in live chat, they can just you know say them, and yeah, I mean ask questions, uh, say whatever you want. Not everything you want, but yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, in the meantime, I mean, I haven't really. I don't think I've streamed before. I think that's like my first stream. If we don't count the test one, last weekend I did a test live stream which was private, just to see if you know how OBS streaming on YouTube works, and I think it went fine. I think audio is fine. Maybe I'm talking a bit more quiet right now. It's because it's night, and very dark creatures are roaming in my room. And if I'm not quiet enough, they might unalive me, so to speak. Yeah. But yeah, this live stream, I don't think it's gonna be more of a live stream. It's just you know, um, I guess I'm just recording of me, answering and babbling, uh, some questions, answering some questions, and while some other dudes can join in and maybe add something to the topic. Because I got like a bunch of questions, but uh, most are kind of schizophrenic, so to speak, and yeah, on practice there ain't much, but I get a general topic about this, about what we're gonna discuss, I guess. Mike is a bit quiet. Um, Properties. Well, I mean, I can do like talk closer to the mic. Yeah, like that. I guess. Why don't you sound like a Bulgarian? I don't know, dude. I just don't. Uh, I've been studying English for a long time. I mean, I do sometimes don't pronounce words as they should be pronounced. But yeah, that's better. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I mean, right now I'm just holding my microphone next to my mouth. Maybe I should buy like a stand for my microphone or something. If I wish to, continue live streaming, maybe I should. Like once a week. Like I've been thinking, like maybe I should like do art live streams, of me just drawing and in the meantime, interacting with people. Maybe that will be like a better motivation of, doing some of the projects that I have in mind. Being chilling or something like that. Okay, so how many people do we have? We have 4 people watching. Yeah, I mean, art streams, I think they're gonna be cool. I just need to figure out how to select Krita specifically for when I'm streaming, because I kind of did a little test before starting this stream. I had like in mind to either play a game. At first I was thinking like a multiplayer game, but I thought that was a bad idea, so I went with a single player. I don't have any single player games at hand, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna open Krita, and I'm just gonna stream on Krita, but for some reason it couldn't really detect Krita, as a window, I guess. So I need to figure out how to, select Krita as a specific window. And I think we're gonna be good. Hi, Cubson. Who do you prefer, Cubson or Pharaoh? I don't know, man. I mean, they're both good. Like most of these picking a side questions, I mean, I can find positives in both. I find both of them funny if they're used correctly. Imp4 Artera chats. Yeah, I think he did say that he was gonna be in on chat. That time I kind of said that I was gonna live stream like last week on YouTube community tab. If he comes by, I mean, he's welcome. I cannot really do much. I mean, he's chill. He's chill. I don't have any beef, so to speak. As the younger generation say, I don't have any beef with him. Or do the young generation say that? I don't know. I don't know skivity language. I do love Chud. Chud is a like a good persona, I guess. A good quote unquote soy jack, and that's a big quote unquote. Like a lot of quote unquote soy jacks aren't even soy jacks, if you think about it. But that's just a theory. Maybe another topic to discuss potentially. Yeah, maybe when it hits like 50, I'm just gonna look at the thread and I'm gonna discuss, the questions. You're like Chud Jack, but IRL. I mean, that's cool to hear. That's cool to hear. I mean, like Chuds can be some cool people, They can be really cool people. So, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna answer the questions. I'm just gonna wait like 2 minutes to see if there's gonna be more people watching, because I want 100 viewers watching at one time. Yes, because this live stream. I mean, yeah. Okay, for now, I'm just gonna start. Whatever. So, the first question, I guess. There's not really a question. There's gonna like a bit like I'm gonna read posts, I guess. So first post that has like a few questions. So yikes! It's Zoot himself. Okay, the cat hit. Apologies for that. Yikes! It's Zoot himself. So here are my questions. What will you do after you sell the site? What do you plan to do? And most importantly, will it continue to be related to Zalik? I heard you are going to an animation school or something like this and are currently busy with this. Thanks in advance for your upcoming response and especially for your attention to us. So, the whole thing with selling the site, I mean, I do have a few like offers from a few individuals to sell the site. The thing is originally is that I really didn't have any intentions of selling the site, so to speak. I mean, at one point I just wasn't really interested in the site, in the soy sphere and Zalik as a whole, and I felt that the best case scenario is for me to just shut the site down, basically. For the main reason, is basically I don't really want the site to become just another soy jacket party, in the sense that I'm gonna sell the site to somebody who's gonna, for some, there's the chance of him making the site worse. Then there's gonna be some drama. Eventually that guy's gonna get bored, he's gonna sell the site to another person, he's gonna make the site even worse, etc, etc, etc. And the original vision, or what was left of it when the original owner sold the site, would have just completely gone, I don't know, somewhere into deep space. Like, the site would be something completely different, most cases probably worse. And I don't really want to happen. I don't want this to happen to my sites, to be honest. And in the case that I do sell it to somebody, most of the offers, they just want to keep up the site up and running, since um well, I mean, there's a few reasons, I guess. Mostly, some say that if the sign is gone, all those areas are gonna spread like the plague and infect the other splinters. Um, I guess others just want more control over the splinters, etc. etc. I mean, I don't really know in detail the motives of the offerers, but that's what I'm getting right now. You know. So in most cases, if I do sell it to somebody, I guess the site is gonna still be related to Zelig, and for the last statement, I heard you were gonna go to an animation school and are currently busy with this. Well, I mean, I'm not currently busy with this. I'm currently busy with my job, which takes a lot of my energy and time. And I'm currently focusing on gathering money for potentially, moving out, building a family, basically being independent, growing up. And yeah, that's mostly why I haven't really been bothering myself with the sites, with any creative endeavors. Well, I mean, with the site, it was even before the job, I kind of stopped, but taking care of it, mostly my moderators and second of on command admin takes care of the site. I mostly come here and there to tinker with the code when necessary. So yeah, I think I've covered most of it. I'm gonna, there's like a bunch of other questions that are gonna add upon what I just said, but let's continue. So there's like a joke: will not safe for work become real when you leave? Please don't let it. I mean, if I leave, it's up to the next admin. If I sell it, I guess. Okay, so the next one is kind of a schizophrenic one. Not sure if there's any point of covering it, because I mean, maybe if it's basically the whole how do I say it? It's basically the statement that the Zardi and the Soyjack.party site killed Angazalik. This statement, it's basically that kind of a post, I guess. And if I don't, answer that question, or hold on, hi Zoot, I have always heard people look up to you like a real man. I think a real man will answer these, and a weak one will delete them. Let's see which one you are. So if I delete the post, I'm gonna be a soy boy, and I don't want to be a soy boy, guys. I don't want to be a weak man. So let's see. What positive quality, creative things have you seen spawn out of this place, excluding things that are pretending not to be affiliated with, e.g., Roy or UC? So, I mean, I don't know, but like a lot of, mostly in the early days, I really like the the Pixel Planet projects, they were fun. Mm, what else? Uh, I guess the video game was fun to make for myself. There were like a bunch of other stuff that came here. I cannot really mention them right now because it's kind of muddy in my head right now. But yeah, I guess the animation collab, even though it's not really finished, as far as I remember, I did saw some pretty interesting animation parts, and yeah, I think that's cool. And there's also Roy, OUC, these types of projects which they're kind of weird. I've been kind of connected with them, sort of. And their main goal is kind of to continue masses work, but they don't really want to be more original when it comes to original content. So they're good, I guess, projects, but I just don't really like them for a few reasons. Do these things hold up to the standards of those outside of here, and the things that could have been but were never created because this place discourages those who could have made them? So I'm kind of spotting a certain relative moral standard. I mean, standards of those outside of here. Who? Like, does everybody outside of this site has like a common worldview? That's a weird question. And that this site was never really created for everybody. It was created for a specific demographic, as should every platform be. So I don't know. How does it feel to possibly have single-handedly caused a massive plunge in Ongazelic's popularity? Any chances for survival? Are you proud of yourself for having this kind of influence, or did it take you by surprise how far you got? Have you outgrown the community of obsessed, terminally online 12, 20-year-old schizoids you feasted in one place? Or were you never a part of it? And did you not expect things to get so bad? Has your silence been out of guilt or feigning strongness? And to what degree is you living part of this? Okay, so again, this already I think I've said it like a million times on forums. The Zardy, the Shardy, they have absolutely nothing to do with Longozelic's shut down, so to speak. It was ultimately Mash's fault, for the lack of a better word right now. And another topic. I mean, I didn't really expect to end up in the situation that I was. When I first saw the Shardy, I never really expected to make my own site, and which it has a relatively good activity. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised that how things went, and I had fun. And I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about art, making original content. What's actually the meaning? Why should I make such things? What's a good motivation, etc., etc. So yeah. Lastly, are you scared of what comes next? What this community might do out of boredom and hate? Will you feel responsible? Or do you look forward to passing on the torch and watching things burn from the sideline while you yourself can try to say you're no longer a contributing factor to the death of the series, even with things already being said and done anyway? I mean, it's a Zolic image board. I mean, do I need to say more? I, I mean, it's bait. I mean, this comment, I think it's kind of a bait, but I'm faking it, and all I'm gonna say is that I cannot even say anything. It's just retarded. I don't know. It's like, and at the end, it's kind of regards someone who monitors this place for the sake of the safety of others. That's interesting. So the FBI is on to me. Okay, so after this schizoid, let's see something more sane. So there's like, hey Zooty Zoot, do you mind if Angeleno will take this place? So Angeleno, I like him, and I say this from the perspective that this guy helped me a lot when it came to coding. Right, so he contacted me first when I was having problems with the CAPTCHA, because I was using the Google CAPTCHA, right? And everybody was like, well, you should use HCAPTCHA. I think that's what was the other CAPTCHA was called. And I had troubles with that, and Angelino saw that, and, he offered me help. And ever since then, he offered me, either he offered me help or I just, ask him questions, ask him for help, and he always tried his best. So, he's a cool dude from that perspective. But a lot of people have said to me to not sell it to him because of reasons. The trust issues, I guess you could say. So, I don't know. I'm gonna say what I think. There's like at the end, I think there's another question that I'm gonna answer. That's gonna, I guess, add upon those questions about who wants the site, who are you gonna sell the site to, etc., etc. And I think there's one final solution to the Zardy question. So here's some not loaded questions. Are you happy with how this pet project of yours turned out? And were you expecting anything different? So, as I mentioned earlier, I never really expected it to go this way. I never expected to make a site. And I'm kind of happy how the site turned out. I think it kind of fulfilled its original goals of, being a sort of a alternative place where mostly soy teens who liked Zelic could go to, and kind of act like a bunker in case fruit got any AIDS, because back then it was kind of a uncertain time. And I also like the original content. I saw that people were they had the motivation to work on projects, which I was happy. I was happy. One of the main things that attracted me to Soy Jagged Party and eventually making my own site was the original content. Without it, I don't think I would have lasted that long. no, well, within this place. So in short, yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy. Were I expecting anything different? I mean, the most different thing that I expected was in the beginning to be spammed with CP. I didn't expect delay with this one. Like it went like a few months after the site was created, before the first CP was ever posted. So that's the only different thing. What would you say to the possible successor of this place or future Zarians? Mostly future Zarians. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can say a lot of things. I can say a lot of things to anybody who comes to these websites. Maybe one thing I could say is don't abuse your anonymity, because it's only an illusion that no matter how much you strive to be anonymous, there's always gonna be someone who knows of your doings, or your doings are eventually going to come out in the clear for everybody to see. And it would also affect your personal life. So don't abuse the gifts that God gives you. Would you rather have someone who buys this place to keep up the good work, or do you wish that no one would make an offer out of fear it would stray away from its goal over time? I mean, again, originally I just wanted to shut down this place. I don't really want another Shardy situation happening. It's basically that line. What is it? You either die. What was it? You either die as a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, or something like that. I mean, it's goofy, but I think it's true for this case. Now that outsiders are becoming more prevalent than ever, what do you think is the best way to deal with them? As in, should we try to coexist with them? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you were here and you enjoy the site, you can stay as long as you don't break the rules. And I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion about this, to be honest. I haven't really been on this side a lot recently, so I cannot really say how bad the off-site immigration is. I think the worst case was that people got baited easier. So yeah, and I guess there's also the change of original content, as I mentioned earlier. The types of content that they don't really try to be parodies. Their goal is to replace Massa or to continue his work. That I don't really like. I don't really like that type of original content. I think it's kind of useless, and I think it's just better to just move on, and if you want, you can create your own project. Edit a Cocoa board, maybe. Any thoughts on RDR2? Well, no, I haven't played it. I mostly watched some videos on that game, but I don't have any opinion of that game. gameplay wise, it kind of looks like GTA, and I don't really specifically like the gameplay of GTA 5 specifically. So let's see. How long have you been a fan of Angelic? How did you first find it? I'm a relatively new fan, so it will be interesting to hear from someone whose honeymoon phase with the show has about worn off by now. Thank you for the board. So, I think I've been a fan of Angelic around the time that I found the Shardy. For me, the Shardy and Zelig were intertwined to some extent. Zelig is cool, but I specifically like the Angelic sub community on the Shardy. If I knew Angelic and the only people that I could talk to was on 4chan or Macedonia's Macedonia, I wouldn't have, I would have just watched the show, say, it's cool, I wish the guy best of lucks, and then I would have moved on really quickly. And yeah, I think I didn't really watch the show first. I watched firstly the Gemerald mod, Half-Life mod, and I thought, okay, that looks cool. That looks like, it's original content that has soul. It has simple love. It may be amateurish, but it has love put into it, and I liked it. And I also liked how, the Shardy portrayed Angelic as this, Aryan quote unquote show for chuds. So there's there's a thread that has like a billion questions. I'm sorry, I cannot bother to answer them. They're just random nonsense. I've already read enough schizo for today. I cannot bother with for example, what was it? Which is better, 4x3 or 16x9? I don't know. Depends. Okay, so there's like 3, 4 last questions. I'm gonna cover them, and then I'm gonna look at chat because I didn't really look at chat by now. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, you've typed a lot. Not a lot actually, but I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at in a second. So. Does the future of the site look good? Do you have any real offers for the site? Already said that. I have offers. My apologies if anybody heard that. I have a lot of animals. Like a dog and a cat not right now, and it's a bit now everybody opens doors in the middle of the night. Anyways, does the future of the site look good? No, not really. If it's, for me personally, if it continues to be just a Angelic site, I think it's over. And I don't, a few people have suggested to just turn it into a general use image board. I don't really like that idea. I think it's overdone by now. A lot of image boards that are just general use. Why should you use my site if you can, go to the Shardy, for example, or 4chan? And I'm gonna just, the next, I'm gonna add upon that with the next question, or next question. So I'm gonna hold this line of thought here, continue later. So, next question from the same user: what's your favorite piece of Zelic media outside of the main deals? Probably the Gemerald mod. I really liked it. I tried to contact the guy to, make a sequel with my support as well as others, but he responded with just basically, there's a bunch of videos. You can use this program. So basically, deal with it yourself, which I get it. No hard feelings. But yeah, I think that's really the video that got me into the Shardy and Zelic, this particular media. But I guess there's also other memes. The other than the mod, there's also the AI voice thread during the era Shardy, or very very late Cuz era Shardy. I think that's when the AI threads started appearing. And I contributed a lot to these threads. I had a lot of fun just, taking a song, separating the audio from the lyrics, then putting the lyrics in the AI machine, and then editing the lyrics back to the audio, the song, the melody, and just posting and sharing with others. And sometimes I would accompany it with some art. For example, the Coco SS poster I made because I felt that it would be cool as a compliment to the Erica cover by Coco, the Afrikaans version. I think it was, yeah. And that Coco poster kind of also kickstarted the whole, me getting back into art, because I was like, okay, maybe I could do more art. I did have fun making the poster, so I'm not gonna lose anything by making the art, making more art. And I had to relearn some stuff, but eventually I got back my abilities to quote unquote draw. I think I got a little bit off topic, so I'm just going to continue with the next question. Since you have delegated the administrative duties to someone else and it works quite well, can this state of things be continued in the future? Is money a problem or what? So money is not a problem, actually, and I was thinking to basically continue the site, buying the site, since I heard a lot of people enjoy the site. So I don't think it's a bad idea to continue the site. But again, I don't really want to, as I said earlier, I don't want to make it into a generic image board. So if I'm gonna do that, I'll have to make this site focus primarily on original content. So there's gonna be like there's gonna be like a bunch of boards, like an art board, music board, and programming board. And then there's gonna be, for example, Zelig, which is gonna be turned into a generic board, you know. So yeah, the shift of the site has to be changed. But yeah, I mean, cost isn't really a problem. I can do that. It's just that, yeah, again, I don't want to turn the site into a generic image board. I just think that this is useless. And you know, continuing the site to be just about Zelig is gonna be a mistake, because you know, I don't think there's any future with Zelig directly. It's just a finished project. And then there's the last question. Do you still have any plans to create a webcomic? As stated in the Zigozogo description, you have a great creative mind, and I want to see other works from you with similar humor. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, as I mentioned earlier, maybe in the beginning of the stream, I have a job which takes a lot of time and energy, and that's mainly the reason I haven't really been working on any stuff specifically about art, right? I mean, I've gotten into the job. I have a bit more experience, and maybe I'm thinking, you know, for example, with the art live streams, to have an excuse to draw a bit more. And you know, the comic idea is still up. I mean, I have the script for the Zigozogo episode. I just need to turn it into, you know, the specific idea that I wanted to do. You know, change the characters' names, change their lines here and there, and I already have a first episode to draw upon. You know, I also had plans, as I've mentioned, like a video game as on one of my YouTube community posts. The game, I don't know. I mean, but that's also an interesting idea. It's gonna give me the opportunity to work with 3D modeling, since I want it to be like a 3D shooter inspired by the Team Fortress series. So it's gonna be the best of, you know, Team Fortress Classic and Team Fortress 2. You know, without the negative sides, I guess, trying to improve upon that series. But again, right now, I don't have time and energy most of the time. A comic would be more reliable, more easy to do. You know, I can do it like a live stream, for example, at Saturday nights, and that's gonna be the time when I'm working on the comic, and maybe you guys can watch it or something. So let me check the comment section, or the live chat, so to speak. Hi, Breast Milk Gaming. Opinion on this? There's a YouTube link. Let me see. I'm gonna do like this. Okay, there's like a Chinese dude. I think that Copson is a gnome. Now the video is like 3 minutes. I'm gonna check it in, after the stream, and maybe next time I'm gonna say what I think. But it looks interesting. VChan and JC Chan are such good software. I mean, VChan is kind of. What I like about VChan is that it's simple. You know, personally, I'm not. When I started the site, I didn't have any experience with coding. Not that I didn't deal with any coding, but what I learned, I just forget about it. So basically, I don't know anything about coding. I have no experience, or I did not have any experience when I started the site. So I like that VChan was relatively easy to use. Even though it took me like a week to set up VChan, even though you can set it up for 1 hour if you know what you're doing, because there's still stuff that a new coder wouldn't really think about checking out or setting up. Have you ever visited Azumanga Jugend? I don't know, dude. Sounds like an interesting place. In my opinion, Angazelic reminds me of Azumanga. Oh, what was that? Kind of forget. Let me see. That anime. Yeah, I forgot about it. I haven't really watched it, so I cannot really say how similar both of them are. A lot of people mostly compare Angelic to Tomoko, which, besides the similarities between the main characters, they don't really have anything similar. Both shows have different goals, different destinations, and in the case of Tomoko, it kind of is just, at the beginning, you can see that there's a clear goal behind it, but eventually it sort of strays away from that goal, and you can notice that the manga doesn't really have any direction, and it's just becoming like this girl harem fantasy thing. It's kind of weird. I just don't really like how the comic went, and it's disappointing because when I watched the anime, there was a lot of potential. And I wish that I could find anything, like any of the problems that were presented in the show. I hope that they would be somehow solved in the manga, but some problems are solved, but others are completely ignored. It's just disappointing. It's really disappointing. Answer the ones that are actually meaningful. I mean, yeah, I did kind of went through the meaningful questions, but I also wanted to, mention the schizo one because I think it was funny. Oh, the cat is here. Remove yourself. Boop. The cat is gone. We're still listening, if anything. Okay, nice to hear. It only recently blew up with tourists. I think, I'm not sure what you're saying here. What you're referring to is like, are you referring to like Angelic recently blowing up with tourists, or I think actually you're meant to say like the Zardi. Well, I mean, probably I think that I did so back when I was relatively active in the community. For example, on Discord, there were a bunch of servers that attracted a lot of people who, how do I say this? I mean, they didn't really have any connection to the Shardy or poor, immigrant level knowledge most of the time. Not that they weren't cool people, but they were outsiders when it came to Shardy stuff. And around when and before that, uh, around when Artera created his Discord server and made his YouTube channel, I think that's when I kind of noticed the community has changed in some aspects of or on some places on the internet. And some people would say, you're talking about like Cord, and how is this relevant to the Zardy? Well, I mean, a lot of people on the Zardy, I think they somehow, in some way or another, they use Discord. Discord is pretty influential, especially when it comes to attracting so-called immigrants. It's basically another platform where you can go without necessarily going through 4chan's co, which is horrific, or the Zardy, if you don't really like the community there for reasons. Your only option is basically Discord, and you either got Macedonia, which I think quite a lot of people have problems with that server, and that's basically it. So your only other places are Terra server and I guess the other Chud servers, which right now are kind of there's a crusade against them. Last time I saw. Azumanga. You were talking about Azumanga. Well, with this case, well, Azumanga, I think I learned about it from a friend. If anybody saw, my Twitter from here, they would have at one point I did create character shit prices, and one of the characters, I think it was from that anime, because I asked one of my buddies, I asked him, okay, what should I draw? And I think he said this girl, which one? Chio. Yeah, Chio Mihama. I don't know her by her name, by the way. I googled it. I haven't really watched the show, so I have no idea. I just know that it's like a cute anime thing. And there's also the scene with the cat who tries to speak American, the only cool language. Mm. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's any other questions. I mean, I've babbled for a long time. I'm not sure if I got my points clear, because I do tend to talk a lot, and when I talk a lot, I kind of get off track. And Also, that there aren't really a lot of questions because I kind of made that thread in the last second because I didn't really know if I will have any time in the weekend. So I kind of had to wait a bit more until I knew if I had any free time to make a live stream. I guess I could like check the other. There's another thread where you know that's named Zoot. What now? Let me see if there's or any relevant questions. I think there's gonna be the same types of questions. Who are you selling the site to, or etc. etc. Yeah, basically some people say, don't shut the site down. Now a few people saying, what about Angeleno? Don't sell it to Angeleno. There's one dude. Another person mentioning the the Discord drama, specifically in December when about more people learned that I was using Discord, and that I was also in a quote unquote Zelic server. It wasn't really Zelic focused. Zelic was kind of the theme, sort of, but it's basically the same as the sharding using soy jacks. But soy jacks are kind of used there. That's the culture, the aesthetic of the site. But people don't really go there mainly for the soy jacks, so to speak. I don't think anybody would be laughing like a lunatic at the same basic soy jack picture for a year straight and screaming Soyland, Soyland, soy boy, quote, and stuff like that. It's more like a way to identify with others. Hello, Auntie Podean Chud. I mean, I can check like the other boards. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Okay, so Zelic. Yeah, there isn't really anything interesting going on. Yeah, that's cool. And there's a bunch of simulators. Which seed are you taking? Okay, so there's basically shit posting. Let's see QA. Some random stuff. Bar Brandt. Same old Babel stuff. I mean, out of the original 4, I think Barbrunt was kind of a. I mean, it's a cool board, but I think sometimes I think it's a bit too much to read these ethnic wars in the quote unquote comment section. But that's basically politics and international. It's just basically people trolling and people sort of know where you are from, so they can be more accurately racist. And now there's and rate. So and rate, as I mentioned earlier about my if I continue to decide that I want to make it more original content, general original content focused. So the board and the rate board were specifically the board were made during the time when I was kind of experimenting. I wanted to see if it's kind of possible to change the focus of the site. I didn't really want to force, because my original idea was to allow more general original content on Zelic, which is any original content which is kind of similar to Zelic, or which Zarians enjoy watching too. To sort of make a more expanded Zarian culture and to breathe some new life to the site. But it's like, okay, some people were like, you're gonna force some stuff, you don't even know if it's gonna work, and they suggested that I make and was this sort of an attempt to see if I can kind of change the focus of the site, and it's kind of an unsuccessful attempt, to be honest. It's really dead bored, and I tried posting some stuff on it, but people aren't really interested in it. For example, the first thread is 23 hours ago, and then there's the second thread below it, which is 3 months ago. And after creating the board, I didn't really do much with the site. And then there's raids. Yeah, no, nothing interesting. As always, there's a bunch of. I see a person saying, "Oh, can I help with doxing? Oh, doxing." Man, what happened to Twitch rates? Those were fun to watch. Then there's V. So V, another thing about V, I was thinking of turning it into a, right now it's only a link to one game, but there were, some may know that there were some games in the making by a few people, and even one person kind of contacted me with the idea of putting his game also into the site. And I was thinking, to make the V board, quote unquote, like a page with, directions, links to the other games. So, there's one link to the School of Cost, and then there's a link to another game, and another game, another game. So basically, like a video game hub. Yeah, that's basically it. There's also the wiki. Maybe when I'm renewing the rights to the domain, maybe I can also buy another domain for the wiki, and also upgrade the servers. Which, yeah, they're gonna increase the costs, but again, it's not really that much. Right now, it costed me just for the servers and the domain and ESL, not ESL, CCL, SSL, excuse me, or whatever, the certificate that kind of protects your website. That cost me like around €100 for a year. So maybe it's gonna increase with €50, which isn't much, to be honest. Mm, yeah, I mean, I don't know when, if maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna continue with the site, but I'm just gonna rebrand it. I don't know when I'm gonna do the boards, and maybe I'm gonna remove other boards. Maybe lock them. But yeah, but I don't really want to decide to continue being only a Zelic site. I'm gonna keep Zelic in the same way that the Shardy keeps Soyjax. It's the mascot of the site. It's identity. It's original purpose. But again, I just want to make the site, something interesting and something potentially more useful, and focus more on original content. But again, I don't know when I'm gonna do these things. I'm gonna think about how many boards I'm gonna add and which ones to remove and archive. So yeah, I think I'm done. You guys, if you guys have any questions, ask them. You can also, uh, ask questions in the thread on the Zardy. Again, I do have plans, I guess, to do more streams. They are gonna be more than just a Coco picture and me babbling, as I said, but they're also gonna include me answer questions. So if you have any questions, ask them in the thread. Maybe ask them right now or in the comment section. I'm gonna see how to upload the stream. I think it's gonna automatically upload. Just gonna wait a few more minutes and then I'm gonna end the stream. Mm. I mean, as I like for started streaming 74 minutes ago. Did I really babble for an hour or something? Like an hour and 15 minutes. Hmm. Well, then I think it's gonna be enough. I'm just gonna end it, and I'm gonna post the link on the thread. If you guys really have any more questions, post them in the comment section. Post them, community tab, on the Zardy, on the thread. I'm gonna cover them. Next streams, maybe I'm gonna answer directly. Depends. And okay, thank you for hosting the board, even if I didn't use it much. Well, I mean, yeah, I do hope that if I do the transformation, that it's gonna attract more people, and it's gonna attract good people. People who wanna do some creative stuff, and to inspire people to create original content. I have no questions anymore. Thank you. Thank you for the stream, Zoot. Yeah, no problem, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna end it. Good night, everybody. If you're living somewhere in Europe, if you're just waking up, good morning or have a nice day. And God bless you all. And keep making gems. Keep making